The coronavirus pandemic is changing the way we live, the way we interact, and how our communities function. For the most part, each of us are doing our bit to stop the spread of this virus so we can get back to some sense of normality in our personal and professional lives. We are heeding the advice of our doctors, but one thing our party remains sceptical of is the increasing amount of proposed government surveillance and security measures being imposed on us as citizens. I'm referring to the proximity apps the government is proposing to roll out in the next week or so. Before this app and other measures are rolled out to curb the virus, the Prime Minister, state premiers and their departments must make the following assurances and answer the following questions. What data will be stored? Who will have access to it? Where will it be stored? How long will it be stored for? What will it be used for once the pandemic is over? How will the government ensure that this database is protected and not used to model movement, behaviour and tracking? Further, they must commit to a sunset clause that gets rid of this app and the data once the pandemic is dealt with. No ifs, no buts. What is happening now in the world of surveillance and tracking would have ordinarily taken decades during peacetime. These measures would be scrutinised, socialised and balanced up against many factors. The least they can do now is assure each and every one of us that our data will not be misused. We're not Luddites. A lot of us, including you and I, enjoy the fruits of seamless technology and big data offers us every day. For example, I could not deliver this message to you 10 years ago, but now it is government taking a huge role and play at this. Our leaders and politicians will tell you that these are just temporary measures taken during a state of emergency to combat the virus. As law-abiding firearm owners and fishers know all too well, measures have a nasty habit of outliving emergencies. I fear once the government gains an appetite for this sort of power and surveillance, they will be very reluctant to give it up. I hope I'm wrong. Just because we live in extraordinary times does not absolve our government of its accountability to the public, especially our fastest growing commodities, our data and our privacy. We'll get through this virus. It will end sooner or later. The restrictions will be lifted and people will be liberated once again. But what powers are going to remain in the interests of public safety? I want to finish by thanking the tireless and selfless efforts of each and every frontline healthcare worker who is battling this crisis. Stay safe and let's get through this together.